Let's talk about Serie A because that's happening this weekend. And another shameless plug, Serie A is on
Yes, it is.
and CBS and the Golasso Network. We got you covered for Serie A, and obviously it's a big season. And I know that Phil mentioned it with Haji Wright in our previous segment. How can he do in year two? Let's focus primarily right now on Christian Pulisic. Can he do it again in Serie A for AC Milan, being a known commodity now? People know how he likes to play for a new manager in Paulo Fonseca. That is going to be really interesting for me. So let's talk. Let's start with Christian Pulisic. Obviously, there are more.
Let's do it.
Let's start with Christian. How do you think he's going to do in year two, and what should we expect? Because I do think it's going to be a little bit harder for him.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a period where you're adapting to new ideas with the new coach. But what I saw from Christian, not only just last season, it was also with the U.S. team this past 6 months. You just saw like a glimmer, a flick in his eye that there's more there now, and he knows it's there, and he's been able to, I think, take the next step, which is really exciting to see. And you look at what he's asked to do last season with AC Milan. Instead of on the left side, he's now on the right. He's more productive. He's more influential. He comes in with the national team, plays on the left, still more productive, more influential. And it seems like there's like a deeper pride that you didn't see before, and belief. And so that part is exciting.
Would you say what I'm noticing too is more in the intangibles, like you're talking about. Like I'm ready to be the leader now. Like I feel like he's ready to be the guy, consistently be the guy. We saw glimmers of it where he could be the guy in moments, but now it's like, yeah, I'm the guy. and that confidence is hard to replicate. But sorry, keep going.
No, you're exactly right. And it's a mindset. You certainly you see the effort and you see the commitment that he's had, but now there's a belief that he can execute it every time he does it. And I just think he's going to continue to get better and better. I don't see him, going backwards at all. Certainly, this new situation with AC Milan with the new head coach, you hope that continues to grow and that allows him to be who the influential person that he is and was last season. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Christian. I'm concerned about what's going on with Weston. That's a big question mark for us. We need Weston fully playing and motivated and believed in. And right now, Jimmy, you know this as a player, once you feel like your coach or the club or anything isn't really fully behind you, you start questioning yourself. You start looking behind you of like, what did I do wrong? Where do I need to improve? And those question marks are never good as a player. And hopefully he's got the support system to just clear his mind and focus on what he's able to do.
Well, that's not only isolated to Weston, though obviously an important thing there for him. Yunus Musa, I think, falls into that category as well. How is he going to fit under Paulo Fonseca? Are they going to loan him out? I know there was talks about that earlier this summer. Those haven't been realized as of yet, but you never know. There's also talk about Christian playing centrally. And when we look at Fonseca, who coached at Roma and Lille last season in particular, they like to play a bit of a 4-2-3-1. And so is Christian going to be asked to be somewhat the number 10 underneath the second striker? You got Rafael Leao, which I think is the biggest thing for me is, and I thought Pioli and Leao had a step back last season. If they can unlock Leao, and I think Christian's numbers would have been even better last year if Leao would have just passed him the ball in more open situations. Can they find a way to get Leao more dangerous, more consistently? And I think that will actually hope. I mean, Christian had 15 goals and 11 assists last year. I think that's going to be hard to reach this time around if we had to make some predictions. However, if Leao is on it and if he's playing at that level that we know that everybody knows that he's already proven that he can, Leao, that's going to open up more space for Christian to do his thing because there's going to be so much attention being drawn to other players. So it's going to be interesting to see how that fits. And then where does Yunus Musa fit? With regard to Weston, he doesn't fit into Thiago Motta's plans, so that sucks. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. But Timo Weah seems to be firmly entrenched into Thiago Motta's plans. So that's great for Timo Weah's perspective. I'm excited to see how he flourishes. To your point, when a manager has your back and gives you that chance and gives you that belief and trust. So I'm very excited to see how Weah does with that. And then we got to talk about the Venezia.
And Weah had a really good game yesterday. And the friendly, I know it was a friendly, but still.
You still got to make good decisions.
Diego Mata put his full squad out there and left it out there for 75 minutes. So, and Timothy Weah was in on it. So that's exciting for Tim.
Yeah, that is exciting. Less exciting, obviously, for Weston. This is year 4 of Serie A under the Paramount Plus umbrella. Obviously, very excited to have the Italian League back with us once again. These games kick off on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to talk about Venezia really quick, but AC Milan open up with Torino on Saturday. Defending champions Inter Milan go away to play against Genoa. That'll kick off the season. Any other good ones? Lazio, Venezia. Let's just talk about that. Juve is going to take on Como. Como, they got promoted as well from Serie B. They're now managed by Cesc Fabregas. That's a storyline to keep an eye on. But
Varane was injured yesterday. Came up.
No way.
27 minutes in, yeah.
Oh, Varane was a big signing, obviously an old center back. I've got plenty of time for old center backs, but him getting injured is no big surprise, McBrizzle, because I'm always injured. But Lazio, Venezia, that's a tough game for Venezia to come back into Serie A. They have Busio, who played for us in the Olympics, got hurt, so we'll see if he's even available for this one. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not. Tanner Tessman's been trying to get out of Venezia, had a deal with Inter Milan, which collapsed because they wanted to loan him back. From what I understand, they wanted to loan him back to Venezia, and he just doesn't want to be in Venezia anymore. And so I'm curious about the Tessman situation, but we could see this
I want him to
stay.
I want him to stay.
Well, tell me why.
I want him to stay. I want him to stay. I want him to play. I want him and Busio to play together, get that experience. Yeah, it's going to be a slog. It's going to be hard. But these are experiences you gain when you're on the field. And knowing that you've come up from Serie B, that you are now going to be required to probably do a lot more defending than you normally do. But at the same time, in those two central midfield positions, you gain a wealth of knowledge and experience by playing in Serie A. There's, it's Serie B, there's plenty of talent. But
no, I understand that.
I want him to stay and play.
From what I understand, he just doesn't want to be part of a yo-yo club situation where he's going up, he's going down. And if they don't have the firepower to be competitive, let's just think about it from his perspective. This is probably as good a time as any to push a move, to make something happen. So he'd been linked to Fiorentina, which is a team that's probably going to stay in Serie A, right? They're stronger, they're better. Yeah. I know he's being linked to Celtic and teams in Turkey, but if he wants to stay, to your point, and play, then maybe there's some clubs that are just a little bit better than Venezia, a little bit more stable, and have more budget to actually not only like stay in Serie A, but maybe even push to get into Europe. Now, he might have to fight for playing time, but it seems like he wants to bet on himself as opposed to staying there. I don't know. The fact that I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I get that mentality. I think, I understand. And you always want to play against the best. But right now, he has the opportunity to play against the best. Maybe not with the best team. But again, that experience you get by being on the field. And you're looked at as one of the leaders of that group, right? Mm-hmm. Even though he's a young player, you gain something that you don't get by going to a team and then sitting on a bench. If at the end of the season, if he has played well, he'll have more opportunities and probably at better clubs than maybe what's coming at him now. So that's the way I look at it. And by no means am I saying like, hey, you should be staying at Venezia if they go down and, stick with this club. This is more about, for me, it's more about the growth you can gain as a player playing in a system, so you don't have to make the adjustment immediately. And then at the end of the season, if you play well and you do well, again, you will have more opportunities to go to probably bigger clubs or better clubs. I know Inter's probably top of the list anyways, but they're not gonna go away or not be interested in you if you play well. With Venezia another year.
Good point. Well, Fiorentina just signed Amir Richardson, which will most likely hurt Tessman's chances of going there. But there was interest at some point. But I like what you're saying there, McBrizzle, that if you go and you play well somewhere, the interest is still going to be surrounding you, and you're going to be on people's radars. All right, to finish this show, it's been a great show, and it's been fun to just be you and I. Don't tell Charlie I said that, or Big Towns.